Have a seat, Captain. I want to talk to you. I have some questions for you. Now, I know the Supreme Court said that y'all can lie. That applies to any situation. So, but you can't lie to me. All right? Let's get that understood. Excuse me? Do you need an attorney? You might. I don't know. You may plead the fifth at any given time, Captain. Let me get this right, Captain. You got two additional roommates on the basement floor of the home, the first floor. The four victims, two lived on the second and two on the third. We know their names. We ain't got to say their name. We know their name. We just talking. We just talking. Go ahead and pour your drink. Pour your drink. Not so much, Captain. Just a little bit. I don't want you to say later on that you wasn't in your right frame. A matter of fact, get that glass from the Captain. Let me get this right, Captain. These two long survivors, that's what I'm going to focus on, all right? Now, I understand that you cleared them, but there are some questions that must be answered to validate the clearing of these two long survivors. You do agree, don't you, Captain? You do agree that the public like to know how you cleared these two long survivors. My first question, Captain. Assuming that the two surviving roommates woke up, my question is, what time did they allege that they woke up that morning of November the 13th, 2022? You pleading the fifth? You may do so. See, Captain, that's very critical. I noticed that y'all left the alleged time out. I understand why you did it. And I'm going to break that down too, Captain. Now, let me proceed, Captain. These two roommates, they get up. They see the two victims on the second floor, Ethan and his girlfriend. I just want to be clear on that. They open the door. We know that when you look at the scene, it's a bloodbath. Here is where it gets tricky, Captain. Be careful how you answer this, Captain. One of the roommates allegedly, with a call in 911, ran outside and fainted, and some people passing by got the phone and began to talk to 911. What was the other roommate doing as this other roommate fainted outside? What was she doing? Excuse me? You pleading the fifth? You may do so, Captain. I bet you like that drink now, wouldn't you? But you're not getting one, Captain. I want you to be lucid. Now, Captain, you cleared these two alleged survivors. Since you plead the fifth on when they allegedly woke up, since it is not clear what the other roommate was doing when this other one allegedly fainted outside. Well, let me give you my theory, Captain, at that point in time. This alleged roommate that ran and fainted outside was staged. You know why it was staged, Captain? Why you sweating, Captain? Why you sweating? Well, let me finish, Captain. It was staged. You know why? That particular roommate knew in order to appear credible, she must pick a time in which it's busy outside, in which somebody see her. See, when she ran outside, she hollered to bring attention to herself and fainted while being on the phone with 911 or had somebody call 911. She needed somebody to see this. Okay? This the pretending part. Now, the other roommate at this point in time, it's never said what she was doing if she didn't faint either. I know she didn't faint either. So why didn't she call 911 with her phone when she seen the other one? Why didn't she run out as well? That's a timeline that's unspoken of, Captain. Do you see why it's suspicious that you done cleared these people without pinpointing this down, but being broad, encrypted with what you're saying? This is how you mislead the public. Now, let me finish, Captain. You know why this murder was an inside job, Captain? See, a reasonable, prudent-minded person, based on the facts and circumstances of these murders, would conclude that if there's no forced entry, no tracking of blood out the door anywhere, this could not be a lone murderer, a maniac. This would be somebody that knew that they had the time to clean up. Do you hear me, Captain? You mean to tell me that you believe that these two survivors are sleeping downstairs? This unknown killer would enter this home. There's no evidence of a forced struggle. Would enter this home, slaughter 4 people, and take the time and have the luxury of cleaning up? You are a moron to believe that. I'm not finished, Captain. I'm not finished. So, you have a white vehicle, a Honda. Have it ever occurred to you, Captain, that it was a third party that the 2 lone survivors let in? And participated in the murders? Have it ever occurred to you that when they first initially murdered Ethan and his girlfriend, that the 2 lone survivors, along with the third party, let's assume that the third party was in a vehicle, disposed of the goods, the clothing or whatnot. In order to efficiently kill and not track blood, it would require 2 knives, not 1, 2. Okay? The 2 lone victims, along with a third party, they got Ethan and his girlfriend and they cut him in the throat area, the most vulnerable area. Quick stabs there, make them weak, make them weak, and they can't move too much, they can't fight, they really can't talk too much. That's the quickest way to weaken them in the neck. So they attack them at the same time. They're being held down. They attack them. Okay? Then they go upstairs. This ensures that a lot of blood is not on them. They go upstairs and they get the 2 girls. None of these victims are big. None of them are really strong, as you can see. In order for the murderer to go in there and go into the home, this murder either had to already be in there or let in. And the only thing that I can see under the circumstance, the 2 lone survivors planned this murder that day. The driver of the vehicle is in on it, or one of the girls drove the vehicle somewhere and got back to the house somehow. This is why, Captain, you understand it's imperative that we know when these two alleged survivors pinpoint what time they woke up. Because if they was texting on the phone trying to wake them up, why haven't you revealed the time? Here's another thing, Captain. Like I said, if you see the situation and the only thing you can do is run outside and faint in front of everybody, what was the third person doing? What was the second survivor doing? Did the second survivor go upstairs and check on them? Because if I see the scene at the second level with Ethan and his girlfriend, a reasonable, prudent mind person is going to go up to the third floor. But that door was locked. Now ask yourself, why would they lock that door? I'm talking about the two surviving victims. Because at this point, circumstantial evidence indicate that they are the killers and they helped kill. Okay? Because you go up in there, you kill the two girls, and then you lock the door behind them. This gives you justification for not going up in there and being able to check on them. And so you're going to pretend like you was texting because you already know what's going on. You already know what happened up there, okay? So a reasonable, prudent mind person, when they open the door, right? So why are you trying to text? You already opened the door with Ethan and his girl, so you see what's going on, okay? Stay with me now. Stay with me now. Don't go to sleep now. Honestly, I don't know. Just stay with me. You tired? You should be. Now, I'm going to ask you again. This other one allegedly faint outside. What the other one doing? See, you haven't revealed this to the public, but you have cleared them. Let me tell you what I think, Captain. I think that these two survivors don't lawyer it up. Because guess what? If these two survivors are genuine in what they saying, they would have came out in public. These they friends that they love, they would have came out in public to talk about this here. You see what I'm saying? You know, just like in Truckee, California, right? The so-called friends came out and expressed some things. But these two so-called friends, they ain't nowhere to be found. You know why, Captain? Because they know their story is a lie. They know it. You know it. But see, you running around trying to phantom this white car, but the two killers, in my opinion, Captain, are right there. But you have not properly vetted them. I want to know, again, Captain, what time did they wake up? And you know what, Captain? Why haven't you released the 9? See, releasing the 911 call will not hurt your investigation. You know why? Because it's after the fact. It's after the fact. And so if it's after the fact and you believe that these two long survivors and the people she called are innocent, release the 911 call. But I'm going to tell you something, Captain. Why would two people living in a home wake up and see the victims on the second floor in a bloodbath? One allegedly go run and faint, and the other one, at some point in time, or both of them, they agreed to call friends over first. What reasonable, prudent mind person would do that? Captain, you mean to tell me you a captain and you can't deduce the facts? Now you got the world running looking for a white car? Saying that you believe they may know something? Don't you believe the two long survivors ought to know something? I'm going to tell you something, Captain. Let me tell you something. Let me be clear with you. The killers had the luxury of cleaning up. Okay? So the killers that have a luxury of cleaning up know that they will not be discovered by a surprise party while they are cleaning up, because they live at the residence. They know they done killed anybody at the residence that can pinpoint them. Come on now. If this was a maniac that didn't care there will be traces of blood in the haste trail of blood of getaway. But you have a neat crime scene. So, what type of survivors would wake up and see their friends stabbed like this? One allegedly run and faint, but what is this other girl doing, man? What is she doing, man? Then call some friends over. What did they do at that scene? Ask them. They haven't even came out and say why they call a friend. Because they the killers, man. You know they the killers. And you sitting up here shucking and jiving in the public. You know what, Captain? You are relieved of your duty. You dismissed. Put that badge down and get the hell up out of here.